So I don't normally make videos like this, but it kind of goes into how the elites like to skirt the system and get other people in trouble for what they should get in trouble for. And if you haven't been keeping up, Alec Baldwin looks like he's getting charged for the shooting on that set. Everyone that I've been watching on YouTube not only been talking about it, they're also in support of it, which kind of blows my mind because to me it's not his fault. Unless he intentionally was like the one that put the bullet in there and wanted to kill the poor lady. But I don't think that's the case. I think it was an accident. I think he was just playing with the prop he was giving. And I get it. People are like, well, you don't want to play with a real gun. Well, it's like, I get that. Like, you want to have a little bit of like intelligence when you're holding a real gun, but you don't assume when you're on a prop for a movie that you're gonna get a gun that's actually loaded. You know, it's just common sense that it would be unloaded. You have people who check for that thing. And not only that, his job was to pull that trigger that day. Whether he pulled it at the lady then or during the scene that he was going to pull the trigger, that gun was going to go off. This is the key point that people tend to look past. That gun was going off no matter what. There is not a scenario where he does not shoot that gun. I don't know how the scene was supposed to go out. Maybe he wasn't actually pointing at someone in the scene. Maybe it was a scene with just him. Maybe he would have shot into a wall or something. Or, more likely, he was going to shoot someone else. So maybe the co-actor that he was supposed to be in scene with. This is why I do not blame Alec Baldwin for this action. It's never good to play with a real gun. Like, that's just common sense. But it makes absolutely less sense for a company to have a real gun on set. There are airsoft guns that look identical to real guns. You can make a fake gun that looks real, you know? Like, they in no way needed that real gun. There's someone, whoever's job to like oversee that, there's something's wrong right here. It doesn't make sense for them to have a real gun up there. And if anything, I blame the company first for being so intellectually inadequate to have a gun on stage, and then I blame the person whose job it is to check for bullets. Cause your job is to check for freaking bullets. Like, you have one job and you royally fucked that up. That being said, like, I get what people saying was like, oh, well, he shouldn't have been playing with the gun. Well, I don't really give a fuck. I expect actors to play with the props they're given. I expect him to behave in the exact manner he behaved in. I do not expect a company to use a real gun. That's the key point there. Like, that's what people seem to fail at understanding. And because of that, they're gonna get off. The company, the people who actually should be held responsible are gonna get off. Imagine if he shot during the scene. Would it be his fault? No, it wouldn't have been his fault if he shot during the scene. Would it have been his fault if he was practicing his scene? I don't think so. But unfortunately for him, instead of practicing and discharging it, or going into the scene and discharging it, he played with it and discharged it. So he's getting charged for playing with it. When it was gonna shoot, it was gonna go off. That discharge was happening no matter what. That was gonna happen. The company should absolutely get charged and sued into oblivion for having a real gun on set. That's my take. I don't care if you think I don't care what all these other people think, because clearly I'm in my boat, my one boat by myself on this one, because everyone else thinks that that Alec Baldwin should get charged for something that was going to happen no matter what. That blows my mind.